Hey guys, it's Adrienne from adriengraves.com, and I wanted to share something that was prompted by a friend the other day, which led me to think about a few other topics that I think we need to talk about. So, anyway, she said, "Ade, can you please talk to my daughter about sex?" And I said, "Well, I'm happy to, yes, but why aren't you having this conversation with her?" And she was like, "Oh, it's just too hard. Oh my gosh, it's like so awkward and I just don't want to talk about it. It's a hard conversation. All I know is I just don't want her to do it." And I thought, okay, well, that's the problem right there, is if your only motivation is that you don't want her to do it, but we haven't even scratched the surface of like why sex is awesome, who created it, why it rocks, and all the other benefits and bonuses to it, then you're just creating a fear-driven conversation, right? Or avoiding one, actually. And then just leaves your kid curious and constantly going to mess around behind your back instead of being able to ask you safe, important questions, right? Have hard conversations. So how do we create space where we have those hard conversations? And then that made me think about like peacemaking, right? I mean, that I'm constantly thinking about peacemaking. How do we make peace with God, with ourselves, with others? And it's been part of my journey for the last 10 years, and I'm actually writing some memoir snippets about it in my book about it. But so anyway, it made me think about the church and American Christianity, and then politics. It made me think of nationalism. It made me think of feminism. It made me think of supremacy, racism, just the way that our world seems to be quote unquote changing, although at the same time there's a scripture that says there's nothing new under the sun. So what is the fear and anxiety driving, either driving so many people or actually isolating, if we were to really think about it, the fear. There's so many moms that I know that are living in fear and overprotection, that they're paralyzed and they're not even like having fun being a parent anymore. And I'm not saying like I've got all the answers or I've got it perfectly. I'm just saying let's talk about it. Let's have these hard conversations. Let's create spaces that are safe where we can have discussion, and even discussion where we agree to disagree, because that's the problem. I mean, case in point, there are 33,000 Christian denominations. That alone, that number shows me that we don't know how to disagree. We do not know how to sit in the tension of having a conversation. So instead, I'm just going to go start my own church, right? How do we talk about the hard stuff? And so anyway, adriengraves.com, my heart is having a space where we can talk about the hard things. So that's what I'm going to be rolling out here in the next several weeks.